Okay, so here we have this, I guess it's a woman? I can barely tell. No makeup, very androgynous looking. Could be a dude. These days, I mean, the times we're living in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Most obviously, you have the gigantic granny, i.e., cat lady, i.e., crazy lady glasses. She's a wokey, right? She's doing her best to look as unattractive as humanly possible. That's one key indicator. And apparently, she's suing her parents for being born. Yeah. Because she doesn't want to exist. Right. Couldn't you just self-delete? Couldn't you just, I don't know. I'm not telling anybody to do that, nor am I putting out there as an option, putting that out there as some kind of like favorable option. I'm not telling anybody to do that. That was a question because she raised it by saying, I'm going to sue my parents for existing. I'm suing my parents for existing, so the natural question to ask is, well, you can choose not to exist, right? I mean, isn't that within your power, but instead you're suing your parents? Why? Well, show that I can get a lot of money and never have to work so that my life can be easy because my life is hard right now and it's so hard that I really don't want to exist. So, and it's their fault that my life is difficult because I exist. Couldn't you just make your life better, work a little harder, be a little more industrious, a little more creative, a little more productive, and then your life would be better? No! It's all their fault. I have no accountability or responsibility because I have a, rich AJ. Okay. Let's get into this stupid story, man. And this isn't the only one. There's a whole bunch of these dimwits talking about how they like these antinatalists. They don't want to exist.
I sued my parents for having me without my permission. So my parents that I sued, they contributed to, conceiving me, and my mother that raised me, she gave birth to me. And that's why I sued them, because I did not consent to being here. Like, I was unaware that I was going to have to grow up and get a job to support myself, and I just didn't consent to that. They didn't try to contact me in any way before I was born to see if I actually wanted to be here.
Can you contact a child before they're born to ask them if they want to be there? Is this something that you can get someone's consent for? I don't think that... I think you're making some spurious conflations here. You can't conflate this with something you can consent to. This isn't something you can consent to. Does she really think she's going to get any money out of these people? By the way, is she just going to destroy her relationship with her parents? It's okay. They're conservatives and voted for Trump.
And that's why I sued them. Now, it's different. Like, I know I've said it's, like, unethical to have children before, but it's different when you adopt because it's not my fault that they're here.
No, it's not different because by your own logic, that child that is being adopted also didn't consent to be born. I don't understand her logic.
I'm just trying to be a good person and, like, help them out. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you are pregnant right now, you need to hire a psychic medium and ask your child if they actually want to be here. But keep in mind, if they don't,
Psychics are not a real thing, by the way, if you didn't know.
You need to terminate. Otherwise...
Kill the baby! Kill the baby! Kill the baby! Kill the baby! Oh, wow. I'm a good person! Kill that baby! Wow.
They will sue you because I'm making that my life mission, to teach children to sue their parents.
I'm a complete total loser. My life's mission is to sue my parents for giving birth to me. Yeah.
So they don't have to work.
Yes. My parents did kick me out on my 18th birthday. They actually came into my room the day I turned 18, and they had keys in their hands.
Is this the same broad? Is that her? I thought it was a different chick, but maybe that's the same chick. Looks very different. It's amazing what you can do to your looks, ladies, if you just try a little bit to look better, right? For a man, oh, but God forbid you do that, right? By the way, couldn't she just get married and have kids, and then she'd have a pretty easy life? I would still have to do stuff. Lazy bum, that's her problem.
Hands, and they were like, "These are yours to your new place. You cannot stay here. Get out." And I just wasn't expecting that, It's like, I thought I was gonna get like a happy birthday or something, but they were just like, we've done our job, get out. So I go to my new house, and the one they bought me was only 1,200 square foot.
This is the same shit. Wow. They bought you a house? I think I see the problem here. She's got a sense of entitlement. Her parents have given her too much from day one. They've obviously spoiled her. She hasn't been held accountable for any bad decisions. She's been rewarded. She hasn't had to work for anything. Everything's been handed to her on a silver platter. So now, when she enters the real world, everything seems exponentially multiplied in terms of difficulty because she's never had to do any work before. They haven't really built up her resilience. They haven't made her a resilient human being. Haven't built up her tolerance to pain and difficulty. She's never faced any hardships, so she's extremely weak. So to someone extremely weak, 5 pounds seems like a ton. So she's like, you gave birth to me. My life is so hard. I had a house bought for me, and I really don't have to do anything but work part-time because this house is fully paid for, and yet, having a, job at the local Starbucks 3 days a week. It's just too much for me. God damn you for giving birth to me. I'm going to sue you. Yeah. This is insane.
The house I grew up in was like 4,500, and it had a home theater, in-ground pool, tennis court. It was like staying at a resort. And I just wasn't expecting that. And that's when I first started considering like suing them. And then later on, I was asking them, I was like, hey, look, you
need to get me a bigger house. You got me used to the good life. This is a step down. How dare you?
You raised me in one lifestyle, and then all of a sudden just kick me out. And I'm living in a 1,200 square foot home with like normal people, And they were like, you got to learn some responsibility. If you want more, go get a job. And I was like, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up to be here.
That's right, but you're here, so now you got to pull your own weight.
And it was then that I decided, they don't want to help me. I'm just going to take them to court and make them help me.
They bought you a house!
And that's what I did. Yes, my parents did buy me a house, but that's not why I was upset. I was upset because the one they bought me,
it wasn't as good as the one I grew up in. That they worked for to earn the resources to purchase, and I got my house totally completely free, so I really shouldn't expect it to be as good, but no.
Was so small.
Wow.
Like at 18, they kicked me out, bought me this house.
They didn't kick you out, they bought you a house!
And it was only 1,200 square feet.
Wow.
Whereas the one I grew up in was like 4,500, and it had all these nice like things in it, like a home theater and an in-ground pool and a tennis court. And I just, that's a big lifestyle shift. Now, if I were like a normal person, this 1,200 square foot house would have been fine.
What is she talking about? Normal person. You are well, no, she's not normal. She's abnormal. She's an idiot. Extremely immature and entitled and spoiled. No, you're not normal. You're right about that, honey. You're abnormal, okay? That's for sure. Of course, she means she's exceptional in some way. Exceptionally abnormal, yeah.
But I didn't grow up in like a normal lifestyle. I deserved more.
Why do you deserve more? I don't understand this. I love the sense of entitlement. My parents were rich. I grew up in wealth, which doesn't make you any better than anybody else. So apparently she's probably... Are you educated too? I mean, you got kicked out at 18, so you're not all that educated. You high school diploma. They bought you a house. They probably would have paid for your education, which maybe now she has. I don't know how old she is here. She looks like she's in her early to mid-20s. So she probably has an education now. I don't know. Fat lot of good that's obviously worth. So she thinks she's superior?
And that's why I was upset, and that's why I took him to court. So, this is the thing. I never asked to be here. And since I didn't ask to be born...
She looks a lot worse there. I guess she did have makeup on before. Yeek.
I shouldn't be forced to do anything.
BS. What do you mean forced? It's reality. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. But if you want to exist in the world and survive, you have to.
Right?
Wrong.
Like, I didn't have the choice.
So what?
I didn't have the choice to not be born.
months ago, I took my parents to court for having me without my permission.
It's a big difference in her skin. She looked like she had some kind of breakout before.
And I won.
How the hell did she win? What state are you in? She must be in like San Francisco or something, man.
So the court ordered them to give me $5,000 a month to cover my basic living expenses. Well, they went and had that appealed. So now they don't have to give me any money, and I have to go get a job. And I'm realizing, like, I don't have any work experience or any higher education.
By the way, this is the fault of her parents. They should have been making her do chores as a child. They should have been making her cut the lawn, wash the windows, wash the kitchen to earn an allowance. And then the more jobs she did, the more chores she did, the more allowance she would get. Apparently, these people have no shortage of money. They bought her a freaking house, which they shouldn't have done, by the way.
Nowhere's paying me $5,000 a month. So how the hell am I supposed to be able to afford my bills?
I don't know. Spend less?
What? Don't have children if you don't want to support them.
You're 18. Well, how did your parents buy their house? How were they able to get the money, the resources to get you a house? I guarantee it wasn't their parents that gave them the money to do that.
She just must be joking. She just must be.
No, she's not. We don't need to hear your reaction, sweetheart. We're going to listen to my reaction. So, here's the problem. The parents are at fault, okay? They failed her. They gave her too much. They did what parents these days often do. They made her life too easy. They wanted to give her everything they didn't have. I want to make my child's life easier. I want them to have the things I never had. Yeah, but it was you never having those things that motivated you to work hard so you could get those things. The mistake you made was giving your child all the things you had to work for. That's why so many kids today are growing up entitled and feeling like they deserve what they haven't earned. Because they get their parents giving them stuff willy-nilly, not requiring them to get a job. You got kids going to university, they never worked a part-time job. I was washing dishes when I was 14 years old. I have to mow the lawn and do all this crap around the house to get a freaking allowance. I learned what a work ethic was. I learned that if I want stuff, I got to work for it. What did she learn? Existing means I deserve stuff. This is what her parents taught her. And then they're somehow surprised that she has this entitled attitude. That's what they taught her. So parents, do the best you can to make your children's lives as difficult as humanly possible. I don't want to hear anything about, child labor laws, Have them push a wheelbarrow at 7. Have them move some dirt around. Go outside, dig up some dirt, make a pile of dirt. Give them a plastic wheelbarrow. Tell them to give them $5 to move a ton of dirt from there to there. Give them some busy work. Make the 5-year-old move that mound. It takes them 2 weeks. They make $5. They make $5. Somebody's 10. Make it a 2-ton mound. Give them $20. I make them do chores. I give them an allowance. Make them clean the kitchen, clean the bathroom, clean their room, clean the basement. Anything you can give them, work-wise, so they got to earn their keep. And I guarantee you when they grow up, they're going to be self-sufficient. They're going to understand the value of a hard day's labor and that it's their job to earn their keep in this world. Nobody else is going to earn it for you. And you know what an entitled attitude gets you? An empty freaking wallet. And living in the street, if you're a man. Oh, lovely! But let me know what you think. Is she in the right? Is it normal? Is it okay? Does it make sense for her to have sued her mommy and daddy, this entitled creature here, who apparently has some very serious but, intermittent skin issues? Was she right expecting them to pay her $5,000 a month? Are you as mortified as I am that any judge actually sided with her? Are you happy that the parents appealed and now they don't have to pay her a dime? and they'll probably win the appeal? Or do you think they should have to give her $5,000 for the rest of her life because they brought her into existence? So because she didn't have a say in it, she shouldn't have to pay our way. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Bachelor Philosopher here on YouTube on Old Tech. I am the realist philosopher. I tell you, there's more I could say. I mean, by her very logic, she should be able to be dropped in the middle of the savannah. She should be able to be dropped in the middle of an African grassland full of lions and tigers and... The lions and tigers in the same place. Well, lions, full of lions, prides of lions. She should be able to run around with a stake attached to her leg, a raw piece of meat, blood dripping, and by her logic, she shouldn't get attacked by a lion. Because that would be unfair. And she didn't consent to being attacked by the lion, so goodness gracious me, I mean, they can't attack her. If they do, it's just unfair. That's not how the world works, for goodness sake, regardless of whether or not you consent to anything, but the world needs to bend to my perceptions, my worldview. Yeah. Because I'm so entitled. Anyhow. Also, check out my Patreon. I am the Realist Philosopher on there as well. I post my podcasts there on a weekly basis. It's a per piece, so you donate $1. I make 4 podcasts. You donate $4. 8 podcasts, $8. You can put a cap on that. So... You want to make a donation there, any amount's appreciated. You also can super chat. You see the super chat button in the chat there. Yeah, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. It's good for the algorithm. And don't forget to follow me on Alt Tech. I'm on BitChute. I'm on Rumble. I mirror all my content to those platforms as well. I am the Realist Philosopher on those platforms. And on that note, I'm out of here. I am Bachelor Philosopher, also known as the Realist Philosopher, and I wish you all a good and pleasant day. Take care.